Well, hello everyone. My name is Zakia Ringgold. It has been a while since I have been on this side of the screen. Let me make sure that I turn your chats on over there. Hello, Alicia. Very good to see you, and thank you for joining me live. I will be making soap tonight, but then I'm really doing this broadcast because we have a really awesome announcement to share with all of you. So, what I'm going to do is kind of brief you all on a virtual conference that I am producing for the Old Sage Apothecarian Group. So, if you all don't know, last year when we started the pandemic, we hosted the very first virtual soap summit. And if you know anything about me, I absolutely positively love conferences. That was a part of my pivot story for 2021. And so I have now had an opportunity to work with the Old Sage Apothecarian leadership to produce their virtual conference. So, what I'm going to do is talk to you a little bit about what is happening at that conference, give you information on how you can register, why you should register, whether you want to start a hobby or a business, or if you just want to be around like minded people that love handcrafted things. So, first things first, who am I? Let's grab these captions. I'm Zakia Ringgold, owner of livesoapschool.com, where I teach how to make and sell handmade soap and skincare products. What we are talking about today is the virtual summit being hosted by the Old Sage Apothecarian Group. If you are just coming on, because I just saw a chat question come in there, what's up with the studio? We should be in the new soap studio in about 2 weeks. And I'm very excited about that. But the link that I have now posted there is the bit.ly/OSA virtual. And this is going to be a 2-day conference that allows you to learn how to make lotion, soap, wholesaling your products, hydrosols, herbal care. I'm going to go through the site in just a moment. However, true to form, I do have a giveaway that you can also enter for a chance to win a free all access pass to the conference. And this isn't your typical conference where you go, you hope you get all of the information and it sticks. No, with this particular conference, you actually get access to the content for 12 months. So you can join us live. There will be virtual networking. And then most importantly, you get a chance to interact with other makers virtually. So let me share my screen so I can take you through the site so you can see, well, what's on this schedule? What are we going to learn, Zakia? All right. So this is the website here. So like I mentioned, the conference is starting on September the 11th, bright and early at 8 a.m. No worries. When you go to the website, it does reflect in your local time zone. So I know this is like, I wouldn't even say nationwide, international can attend this conference and it will reflect in your local time zone. So as you can see, on September the 11th, we are kicking it off with distilling plants into hydrosols and essential oil. Then we have lotion making 101, then whipped cream soap, and then we'll have how to launch and grow a successful soap business, because launching one and it being successful are two very different things. Then we will have soap coloring and design techniques, followed by making balms and salves, and then choosing your target and pricing for profit. And then there will be a business roundtable. We also have virtual networking that will be happening in between the sessions and then at the end of the day, so you can speak with some of the speakers as well as other attendees. And then on September the 12th, we're kicking it off with elderberry, elderberry, elderberry. If one thing we have learned through this pandemic is the importance of what we are putting in our bodies. So elderberry is going to be a really good session on using natural herbs to make all different kinds of products. Then we will have formulating facial serums, live stream essentials, adventures in liquid soap making, wholesaling soap business, and then, of course, invigorating your soap craft with soap dough. So, all of those items that I just shared, and I see we have a lot of you here. I am sorry if I have missed your comments. I do apologize for that. I should have turned the chat overlay on. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But this is the schedule: 2 full days of learning, sharing, networking, and growing for your handcrafted craft. And you can go to register at bit.ly/OSA virtual. Now, I did say a chance to win. So your chance to win is going to be by going to bit.ly/OSA giveaway. There will be a random drawing on September the 1st. And I should mention, there is an early bird discount that is going to expire on September the 1st. So don't delay. Make sure that you register today to lock in on that early bird all access ticket, which will give you access to all of the content, both the live sessions as well as the replays. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the chat, either here on Facebook or YouTube. Send me a direct message, whatever it is that you want to do. But they are the 2 ways. Number 1, go to the website, check it out, and see if any of those topics interest you, and go ahead and register. If you would like to put your head or your name in the ring to see if you can win a free all access pass, as well as the Soap Maker Cookbook series, I'm going to throw that in there for the giveaway. And there's several ways that you are able to get additional entries every day leading up to September the 1st. All right, so I can stop that share and I can come back to all of you. We are going to make soap. This is very exciting for me for one very particular reason. I don't know if you can tell, but my shelves are bare, but my stock is full. I have got a ton of products available for me to start making products. I just don't have the space to make the products. But I had started producing virtual conferences last year. And tonight, what I want to do is make a couple of thank you bars for some of the people who were clients over the past year, as I'm starting a new marketing campaign with them. So I figured, for old time's sake, there's something in my hair. Don't know what that is. I figured for old time's sake, let's go ahead and do it live. I could also talk about the virtual soap conference. Let's get that out of there. I could talk about the virtual soap conference and then also check in with all of you. I know it is late. So if you actually are watching, you are a real MVP. And I still didn't get it out of my hair. I think I just moved it around. So we're just going to call that a soap gremlin, even though we haven't made soap yet. It's in there and it's not coming out. It wants to stay. All right. So let's see if I can switch this camera. If I can remember the 5th of November. Yes. And we've got it. Some things never get old. All right. So we do have a lot of what we are going to be using right here on the table. First things first, we do have our proprietary recipe. It's not really proprietary. It's in the new Soap Makers Cookbook. So if you have my, making cold processed soap from scratch, we are actually doing a recipe right out of there. This one includes coconut oil, olive oil, palm oil, shea butter, castor oil, and I think we have a little bit of kaolin clay that we're going to be putting in there. And we'll also be using an essential oil that I have not measured, which is never good. You should always have your stuff pre-measured. So all of the oils are already inside of the container. Here, I don't need that caption on there. You all already know that. So I have everything right here inside of the container. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and make up my lye solution because we are going to use the heat transfer method. The heat transfer method is what we will use. Good evening, Lauren. Let's see if I put that up. Let me see. I may have to change my background, guys. Let's see. Let's change the background to see if we can get your chat to come up so that way I don't have to keep switching tabs. And I also need to get a charger because you're about to die. Right. All right, let's see. We want this background. And if we do that one, and if I come back here and I do that, yep. Hey, Lorraine, good evening, and everyone else from the Womack sisters. Let me go and get a cord. I'm going to play a short, brief video while I go and get that cord. So hopefully that'll give me 60 seconds, or I'll do 30. No, let's do. Good if I say so myself. Let's see if we actually get this cord to stay in here because it's a little janky. So we go put another cord under it and hope that gets it to stay in. So let's see what's going on the chat side. All right, Lorraine, very good to see you. Please tell Laura I said hello. And happy belated birthday. I think it was Laura who was on the stream when we did that one. So we are going to go ahead and make our lye solution. It's been sitting there looking at me. I've been looking at it. I've been looking at it and all of that. And now we're just going to stir that up until we get it clear. Nice and clear. And you're going to notice that because I have this plastic cover on here, you'll see just how hot it gets. I really don't know what to expect out of this soap. You want to know why? Because it's been such a long time. So I'm just going to stir that up. I'm also going to take a look and see if this is actually charging. And it is. Great. Okay. And so I did not melt any of the butters or the hard oils. They're just kind of sitting, hanging out, waiting for the lye solution to go in there. And then I'm also going to go ahead and plug up our stick blender, also known as the magic wand of all soap makers. It would be a stick blender. So we stir it up, stir it up. I will tell you all, today I had the most amazing me date ever. My mom has been saying over and over and over again, you need to do something. Happy early birthday. Yes, birthday is in 2 days, 2 whole days. I'll be another 365 days older from this time last year. But I took myself on a me date, and that included all of my favorite things. First thing, hot pot. So I had some hot pot at a restaurant. Then I went and got a full body massage. When I tell you from head to toe, oh, wait a minute, let's rewind. Got my hair retied. Hey, Laura. I got my hair retied, which was always interesting. It's been 13 months since I got my sister locks installed. And so Every month I'm supposed to go and get it retied. Don't tell anybody. I kind of missed that timeline for how often I'm supposed to do that. But whatevs. Nobody's keeping track. And you guys didn't tell me, Zakia, you're missing your goggles. Where are the goggles? Safety first. You put the gloves on. Let's not forget the goggles. All right, so we now have our lye solution. We're going to pour that right into the oils and butters here. And we're hoping that the temperature of the lye solution is going to be enough to actually melt all of those oils and butters down. Normally what people will do is I unplugged our laptop. What they will do, sorry guys, wasn't prepared. What they'll do is they'll only have the hard oils and butters in, and then once they get those melted with the lye solution, they'll add the softer oils and butters in. But I don't have time for all that. Oh yes, I will show you my hair as soon as I get this mixed up, Laura. It has gotten so very long. So very long. I feel like this is going to be a blooper broadcast. I can feel it. You know how you haven't done something in a very long time, and it just feels like, wait a minute, ma'am, you might not want to do what it is that you're doing. But yes, I will show you my hair in just a second. Let me get these melted and blended, which should be a lot of fun. Not really sure how that comes across. You probably can hear the blender. It's getting there. You know what I did not do? I didn't measure out the essential oil. And the one thing is you want to make sure that everything gets incorporated if you're doing that heat transfer method. And I don't want to blend it too much because I do want to have a chance to do some kind of swirling. Are you all able to see those comments on the screen? That's new. And I'm getting a ton of air bubbles in here, guys. A ton of air bubbles. I'm going to stop blending it. It is definitely emulsified. And the more I blend it, the thicker it will become, with no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So that's pretty good. It's a nice, almost runny pudding stage, I would say, but it doesn't have a whole lot of time for me to keep playing around with it. All right. So I actually dyed my hair. And I'll go ahead and give you a switch over there. We want to come that camera, please. Hey, Laura. So now we kind of see one side is a little bit longer. Well, no, they're pretty much identical. But what I'm doing here is I'm just trying to get rid of some of those air bubbles that are inside of the soap mixture. There's still going to be some. It's all aesthetic, nothing really outstanding about that. And now what I'm also going to do is take the time to add in the essential oil. I am just using lemongrass essential oil. This is the most pleasant scent that I have used. And because there's only about 4 ounces in this bottle, I'm not measuring it. Don't do that. Don't do what I just did. You absolutely positively want to measure out all of your fragrances, essential oils, any ingredients that you are adding into your soap But this is just a quick batch so that I can actually do something on this broadcast. Um, and then actually make sure that some kind of scent gets into this soap. Your hair is long. And thank you, Laura. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I have enjoyed this Sister Lock journey. It has been a godsend, especially for the kind of schedule that I have now. Um, I typically get up at about 5:30, 6 o'clock, and I'm on camera with clients starting as early as 7 o'clock in the morning. So imagine trying to do your hair, get out the door, get the kids to where they have to go to, and all of that. Hi, Tyra from Birmingham, Alabama. How you doing? How you doing? Um, and so that has been the best decision that I could have made for the lifestyle that I have in order to properly um, not have to spend so much time on the other things. So we've looked at my hair. Let's get back to the soap so that you can see what we have. So this is the mixture here. I'm actually going to be using what are these called? The dye and tint bowls. These are brand new. They have not been used. But I'm going to use these because they have like these little combs on them. And I want to try and use that to design the top of the soap. I don't know how it's going to come out. I'm just thinking that it might be cool. And it also has like this little pour spout on there. So I'm going to go ahead and just pour some of the batter into that one. I'm going to pour up. It's already getting thick. I don't know if you can see that consistency. It's not very fluid. And then the remainder is going to be white. So I have our colors over here. So I'm going to pour our white in. Pour our white in. Get her in there. You are loving you. What did I say? You are loving your soap, Queen Bar. Yes, I am. I'm trying to put a little bit of love into it. So I want this white to be the primary color, and I just want a pop of these two other colors, which are the brand colors for my virtual event planning company. And so I want to try and get just this base color that we'll be using. And then for the remainder, these two, which look like they are thickening up. So Zakia, shut up, get to moving. That's how you talk to yourself, because otherwise we won't be pouring a single thing and the client won't be getting a doggone thing. And of course, I'm using the stick blender that never likes to cooperate. Doesn't look very white to me. Probably needed a little more TD, but we're going to go with it. We're going to go with it and see how it goes. All right, so that's going to be our base. Tap, tap, tappy, tap. And then I keep the pitcher off to the side so I can put the stick blender back into it like that. And then we have like this teal color that we're going to use. Let me make sure it's all mixed up pretty well. This is one of the colors of Veda. I'm going to just get that in there. It might turn green. I'm going to try and get as much of that in there as possible. And then stir her up. Little time, stir it up. My favorite. Hey, Reva, good to see you. All right, I'm getting this blended. Yeah, it's going green, but I think it'll still come out fine. None of the colors are doing what we want them to do, so we just keep on going and see what we get. And as we teach the kids very early on, you get what you get and you don't get upset. And that's what we have going. So we're going to have purple and green inside of that base. And I feel like we probably need to do and in the pot swirl just to make sure that we get everything in. I almost want to put some straight purple in here because that's just kind of giving me a murky brown. Not necessarily what I'm after here. So, come on. I don't have an extra spoon over here, so I gotta hope that I don't get too much in. Get her in there. One more. That's how I get it in. Bam. All right. Now notice I blended my semi-white first so that I could come. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to use this to blend the white. Let's see what we get. Here's our purple. That's what we want. No brown. We needed a little more pigment. What's the instrument you're using to make your soap in, Zakia? Oh, well, this isn't a... Hi, I love bright colors. This isn't a certified tool to use. I'm actually using a hair dye mixing bowl just because it was small enough. I dyed my sister locks in July, but we only used one bowl and I brought 1 million of them. So I said reuse, recycle, and don't waste it because I don't foresee myself dyeing my hair anytime soon. They were very inexpensive at $1.79. And so multi-purpose. Hello, is that Ralph? Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. So as you can see, this isn't as fluid as we would like, but it's a great consistency for us to get it in the pot swirl. And an in the pot swirl allows us to pour the soap in the pot. It's going to create its own swirl in design. Come on this side. No, don't you fall. Come on this side. Same thing. Come over here. That doesn't want to go down as much. And I'm going to leave just a little bit in the bowl so that we are able to get some kind of a design on the top of the soap. Now, before I go on, I'm going to take a spatula and bring this across. Bring that way. Then do the same here, this way. We don't want to blend the colors too much. We just want it to get some kind of almost a, I don't know the right way to describe it. So we want that to be our soap when we go to pour it. All right. So we're going to grab our mold. There's this one here. Hopefully you all can see that. And then we just pour it right into the pitcher. Trying not to get it on the table, but that can't control it. It does. The soap is going to do what it wants to do, and you just kind of go with it. And this is a 5-pound batch of soap. So when I say a 5-pound batch, that means with the water, the oils, and the butters, it weighs about 5.2 pounds. However, soap has to go through what is known as a curing process, which is where a lot of the excess water evaporates out so that you have a rock solid bar that doesn't just disintegrate in the shower or in the tub. I know we have some people who are avid bath takers and some people who only take showers to conserve water. So the no judgment zone. As long as you're using soap and not just water, you're doing the right thing. All right. So now what we want to do is kind of get this evened out, even Steven. Let's tap her. I'm going to go down low. And the only thing I did was I just tapped it on the floor so that it wasn't so jankified. All right, what are you guys saying? Oh, okay. I was just curious. Gotcha. Okay. And then we have, I mean, your new place to make your soap name. It's Zakia Soap Queen Bar. Yes. I will take you guys out there tomorrow so you can see the progress. We will probably be in the new soap studio in about 2 weeks. That's when all of the electricity will be done, the HVAC system will be completed. Um, the drywall is up now, and then the painting. And then we get to move in, and I get to get out of this itty bitty corner where I have been for the soap making. So now we're at the top of the soap. So what we want to do is get some of this color just to go down a line so that we can do a swirl or some kind of texture on the top with all of the colors that are inside of the soap. So I just poured that first line of green down. I'm going to do the same thing with this purple here. And this purple got much thicker. And I think that's because I took the stick blender to this one, whereas the other one I just hand stirred. So the more you agitate your soap, the thicker it's going to get. This is going to continue to get thick throughout the evening. So in about 24 hours, it'll be nice and hard. We'll be able to take it out, cut it, and then you all will get a chance to see how each of the bars end up coming out. Yay! The new studio is so cool. Shanta, good to see you, my friend. Hi, everyone. That's Mauricio Garcia Lopez from Mexico. Hello. Thank you for tuning in. I know it's very, well, no. You are in, what time zone are you in? Pacific? So you're about 3 hours behind. My butt should have been asleep long time ago. But you know, nobody. I'm looking for a spoon because what I thought I was going to do with the ends are not going to work. I'm just going to end up with a scoopity scoop. And that's not what we want to do. Hey, hello from Miami, Florida. Have you ever had crystals forming on your soap? I seem to be having that issue. I make sure all of the lye is dissolved in the right temperatures when combining the oils in the lye water. Aha! Are you sure it's not soda ash? Soda ash is, it looks like almost a film on the top of your soap. And one of the main culprits for that is not water discounting enough. I'm looking for a spoon, guys, because otherwise, Mexico's in Central. Well, 2 hours behind. Well, we're gonna keep the party going with the hair supplies. This is the other thing. This is the other thing that we got but didn't necessarily use. So I'm going to take this and just kind of drag across the top of the soap to get those two colors to kind of come together or at least blend a bit, because that purple is like, ma'am, I'm thick. I don't know what you think you're going to do, but I'm not doing it. So I'm just going to take this to give it just a little bit of a texture. So when I go to cut it, it's not just a flat top. That makes sense. But I want this purple to do a little bit less than what it's doing. It's being a little too extra. All right. And so I'm just going to keep on going with the brush. That's just, I don't like it. I said I don't like it. All right, let's get that. Come on down. Can I go back? Be careful. This is where it happens, where you start blending and all of that. And if you ever had art, or if you failed art like I might have, if you do too much of this, we end up with a brown soap. And we don't want a brown soap. Nothing wrong with the brown soap, but that's not what we're after with this one. All right. So I'm going to use this brush to just clean up my edges. Same way we clean up our edges. Some people clean up their edges better than others. It's 8:05 West Coast time. See, you my peoples. You all are my folks. I don't know who I thought here in Philly was going to be up like, oh, hey, girl. No, not doing it. So that's the other use of your brush. And so this is what we end up with. So it's still pretty, I want to say loosey goosey, but in about an hour, it's going to be pretty hard. It's going to keep getting harder and harder and harder, to the point where it'll be rock solid, solid as a rock, like this. And then I'll be able to cut them into individual bars. And then these will be going out to my clients for the virtual event planning. I had a lot of clients this past year. I have been truly, truly fortunate, in that I've been able to pivot my business. Instead of just doing the soap making, I now produce virtual events for libraries, nonprofits, um, universities, and membership associations. So let me come back on camera so I can say, hey, everybody. Hey, hey, how you doing? Hi. Let me make sure the soap has to be in the short. You can't see the top anymore, but it's there. But I'm Zakia of Live Soap School, which you can see at the top of the screen. This was really done for 2 or 3 reasons. Number one, what size bars do you usually get? So when I use this mold, this is a much larger mold. I typically try not to fill this one. When I fill these, I did a combo bar. So this one was made with combo butter from Baraka Shea Butter. I don't know if you can see that color, but they are pretty large. These are typically 6-ounce bars or bigger. I can't plug my scale in because then I'll have to unplug my laptop and then you guys might not be here very long. So, but this is the typical size if I use my standard soap cutter. Because these are going to clients, I do want them larger. My regular size bars are smaller. So just so you can see for comparison right there. So this is the activated charcoal bar. It's the same width. They're 1 inches wide. Typically, they're 3 to 3.25 inches high, and they typically come in at about 5 ounces. But when I fill up this particular mold, they're larger. And they're not as comfortable in the hand either. I don't like a big bar. Like, I like to hold some big things, but when you're trying to maneuver it in the shower, you don't need it to be that big. You can always cut it. Wow, that soap is gorgeous. Yes. We're going to do a whole series on combo butter. When I went to Ghana in 2019, I got a chance to meet the women, not just with the shea butter, but they had just started using the combo butter and converting the combo nuts to a butter. So I have a huge shipment of combo butter from Baraka. And so that was my first, just a test batch. So whenever I get a new ingredient, I'll use my standard recipe and I'll swap out either a shea butter or a cocoa butter to see how I like it. This has no colorant added. This is the natural shade that the soap turns with the combo butter. And it feels really, really good on the skin. And when I say rock hard bar, this is kind of, because I don't use any animal products. But one of the benefits of using like a lard, because that's how our grandmamas used to make it. Don't be in here acting shady. Grandparents used to make soap the old fashioned way. They didn't have all these fancy oils like, oh, I'm going to use a little bit of this avocado oil, almonds oil. No, they used the old bacon grease, which was made with lard or tallow, right? And so the benefit of using those particular products is you get a really hard bar and typically a white bar. So all of you who love that one particular no name, no mentionable on this broadcast, or I should say unmentionable, the reason why it's that white is because it is made with the lard or the tallow. And it's also very hard. The amount of raw ingredients in the motherland is always astounding. I like whip soap. We'll be making the whip soap probably next week. I don't know if you guys remember Lane from Periscope, but she's doing gift baskets in September. And so we'll be making whip soap to go into those gift baskets. So we'll do those live too. Um, I want one of those bars. You want one of the combo butter ones? I'll send you and Laura one because you guys are way overdue for soap. I think Laura sent me a message saying, Zakia, we need some whip soap. What's going on? But really, production mode will begin again probably in about 2.5 weeks. I have two more virtual conferences. If you are just joining, there is a virtual soap conference that I'm hosting for the Old Sage Apothecarian group. Look back at the replay for that. I will put the title or where you can go to learn more. You can go to bit.ly/OSA virtual. There are over 13 workshops over 2 days, September the 11th and the 12th, for everything natural skincare and starting a home based business or a business if you want to be in a store. I am also doing a giveaway. The giveaway is at bit.ly/OSA giveaway. And I'll be giving away one free all access pass as well as the new Soap Makers Cookbook series. So one lucky person is going to get over a $200 value for entering to win. Yes, thanks, Zakia. Very good info. Oh, and the sister lock. Listen, I got to pin that comment because listen, these sister locks, these things, girl, I did color them. My loctician told me, do not color your sister locks. Give it 18 months. Don't do it right at the year. I will say that I do notice a difference in my hair. It is a little more brittle than what it was. And I didn't even get the color I was after. I was going after a fire engine red. But you can't get that at home if you don't know what you're doing. And we were at home and didn't know what we were doing. So you actually need to lift your hair so that the color can go into your hair. We didn't do that. We just used the box, so whatevs. But it's like more of a burgundy. I had hot roots initially. Sorry, squirrel. We got off on the hair. I can do it all day. Um, but that's what I have going on. I am so excited to be back live streaming. As you can see, we have got a ton of supplies. Some of them, here's the bad thing. Some of them I'm going to have to get rid of because they're past their expiration date. And I'm going to have to buy new ingredients, new supplies. Some of them I'll be able to use for like potpourri, but that's about it. I can't use most of them for skincare because they are beyond their shelf life. But I am Zakia Ringgold. I am so excited to be back, seeing all of you on the stream. And then also just getting a chance to make sure that I knew how to do it. I did something different today, and that was I multi-streamed with two cameras, but one of the cameras is my cell phone. I've never done that before. And then also we have the chat coming up right on the side. Tell your daughters and your mother we said hi. You can't donate it to some type of school for like an after school program. That might be a good idea, but I don't know how they would use them. I could. I'm not saying I'm throwing away all of that, but I would say 40% of that can't be used in skincare. 60% can, like the colorants, the essential oils. Most of those fragrance oils I'm not even going to touch because I'd end up wasting the oils if they're going to accelerate or they've gone bad. Hey, Drea, I missed you. We've been on for 44 minutes and some seconds. But thank you all for joining me live. Look out for the Old Sage Apothecarian Conference. Tomorrow, I will be giving you a behind the scenes so you can see all of the progress in the soap studio. And then I'll also be going live to show you how I go about building virtual events. Anita's Anointed Creations. I love your name. New subby, first live. Looking forward to learning how to make soap. So I'm so glad to have you. So if you're new, a couple of things. One, I am the founder, creator and owner of Live Soap School. We got started in 2016, and the reason our name is Live Soap School is because we teach you live, like on these live streams, how to do what it is that I'm doing. I have published 4 books on soap making, and they're the new Soap Makers Cookbook series. And I'm also producing the OSA virtual conference on September the 11th and the 12th. And I shared the website with you all earlier, but it's a really awesome conference with a lot of information on herbs, lotion making, soap making, of course. There's going to be bar soap, liquid soap, and whipped soap as a part of that conference. And then the business stuff. So, how do you go from a hobby to a business? Ali, good to see you. All of Soap Nation is coming back. And because you're a new subby, we'd like to welcome you into Soap Nation. So all of you that have been here before, welcome. All of you who have, no, I'm sorry, I did that backwards. See, it's been too long. All of you that have been here before, welcome back. And all of you that are here for the first time, please don't make it your last time. Be sure to click the follow, the like, the share, the subscribe, and we're going to get this mess out of my hair. At the start of the broadcast, I noticed that one piece of lint that was just hanging out. Couldn't get it out, but I think I got it. I'll be there. Awesome, awesome. So get your tickets today. Don't wait until beyond September the 1st. So between now and September the 1st, there is an early bird all access ticket that gets you access to all of the live sessions, access to the recordings for 12 months. So you get a whole year to review the information and become a part of the community. And then we also are doing virtual networking. So you get a chance to talk to the speakers, interact with other attendees, hear from the sponsors. So we have a couple of sponsors that are giving away some really awesome stuff. And some of the speakers are too. I'm getting my tickets in the morning. There you go. Follow. It's so much fun. And I can promise you that Paige is very excited about returning to broadcasting. And Nyla, our 17-year-old, may be giving us a cameo every now and then. I can't say she'll be here as often as Paige, but Paige is our 7-year-old and Nyla is our 17-year-old. Paige has been broadcasting with me since she was 1. Nyla broadcasted with me from the time she was 11 to 13 and then got too cool. I'm not judging her. That's just what she did. So make sure that you register for the conference and then also enter the giveaway. There is a chance to win a free ticket. So you can go to bit.ly/OSA giveaway and you can enter daily for chances to win. I am Zakia Ringgold. This has been a blast from the past, and I'm trying to think. I'll just say bye. Have a great day, everybody.